What's up, y'all? Clean Cuts the One back with another video. Check out this tutorial. Let me know what you think about doing it this way. I've never done anything like this before. I hope you guys enjoy it. I need your feedback. Let's go. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to use my YS part clips to put his hair up, because there's nothing worse than hair getting in the way while you're trying to do stuff. And then, I'm going to say, as I'm cleaning out the bulk here and combing this down, he actually has one of those unique situations where he came from a barber before me who did not get that line straight around his head. And I asked him, I've cut his hair probably 30 times, and I've asked him almost every time, would you let me fix it? Would you let me fix it? And he's like, no, he won't let me get that part right all the way around. So it is what it is. Sometimes you can convince the client to do what's going to be best for them, and sometimes you got to just give them exactly what they want. So I said, okay, man, that's what you want, you got it. Took the 1.5 guard, opened it up, and I'm just cleaning off my canvas. And that's just part of being in the industry. That's just some of the stuff we deal with. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And so, but this is a good dude. He's going to college, just got on a scholarship, about to go play football. And so this is the last haircut I get to do for him before he leaves. So I'm taking the 1.5 guard all the way up, trying to get as close to that line as I can. But I definitely don't want to get up into those long hairs, because Lord knows that thing has already been pushed up enough. And that being pushed up that high is actually going to create some symmetry problems later on, but it's nothing that we can't deal with. So right now I'm using my JRL 2020Cs, which is a great clipper. You have to check out my review on that. And I'm just putting in the guideline like normal. This is going to be a shadow fade, going to give him some tapers on the temples and in his neck, and just try to get him cleaned up for school. So just continuing on with the guideline. I think this is pretty cool. I feel like I'm actually with you while I'm doing the tutorial. Like it's us. We're hanging out. You're not just having to listen and wonder and think, but I actually feel like I'm here with you. So this is pretty cool. Trying to make sure that the guidelines are clean. And I always do one side, and then I do the other side, and then I bring everything around in the back, because it's just easier for me. To be honest with you, sometimes I've struggled with symmetry, and it's always just been easier for me to do that. And so usually on these shadow type fades, I'll go straight into my temple tapers and my neck tapers. So you can see I balded him out with my babyless skeletons. And I'm just going to hit him with the closed middle open to get those tapers in there. I'm going to do it on both temples, and then I'm going to go to the back and do the same thing. I tell you what, man, it's really good to be back on YouTube. It's good to be doing what I love to do. It's good to be, dealing with everything that is barbering, man. It was cool going off into the cave for a little while and being able to just relax, take time to myself, and figure out what was important, man. But when I got the wind at my back, man, I took off. You can ask the guys at the shop, man. I've been completely obsessed with everything that has anything to do with clippers, barbering, cutting, blades. I'm talking about, I got all the tax write-off from everything that I've done so far. It's been crazy. But yeah, you can see that I'm still just doing the temples. I just balled it out. And I go closed, middle, open. And you can see sometimes I raise the guideline up just a little bit high. That's why they're called guidelines, because I put the initial guideline in to kind of tell me where to keep everything, but that's just what those are. They're to guide me. Like right now, you can see I'm kind of getting into the guideline, because that's because I'm raising the fade up just about 1 millimeter or so, because you got to sometimes you have to improvise with regards to the way his hair is going. Sometimes you got to improvise on the move, And I love these arch tapers. Arch tapers are my thing. I do a lot of shadow fades in the shop, and that's just I really love doing the shadow fade. I think one of my favorite reasons to do them is because when you get to doing these tapers on the neck and on the temple area, it really makes those tapers shine, right? It doesn't look like a very difficult cut. It doesn't look like anything special until you start lining up these tapers. And I just really think it's a very clean cut. They've actually got jokes around the shop because I'm always suggesting that people get shadow fades instead of skin fades. And, I just enjoy doing them, man. People like what they like, and I enjoy doing all things hair cutting. But the shadow fade's definitely one of my favorite haircuts to do, because I really enjoy seeing those small fades on the back of the neck and on the temple. I love to see them shine. And so now I'm going in with my one, I could go with my one close, but I always click it up just one time, so that way I can kind of get myself just a little bit more room. But I'm just creating another guideline, nothing crazy, nothing special. It's the same steps that you see on pretty much every other tutorial video. This is just me doing it, and this is how I do it. So it's the one guard closed. I've been preferring my babyless guards on the JRL. I haven't even used the guards that come with the actual JRL clipper, because I feel like everybody's sleeping on these babyless guards. These babyless guards have been, I mean, they took the place of my wall premium guards well over a year ago, and I've actually got a couple sets. Anytime somebody gets a babyless clipper, I ask them if they're going to use their guards, and most people are like, no. And I'm like, let me get those. But I'm excited that they're releasing their other guards. You can see I'm going in now. This is a half guard. I've got it closed, and I'm just going to do the closed middle open. You can see me working the bottom of that line. And I'm just trying to get my steps put in, so that way I can come back in detail later on. But right now I just want to get that bottom, middle, open in. I just talked to Dennis Joseph from Babyless, and he said that they've got some new guards that are coming out, and I'm excited to get a hold of those and see what they do, because to be honest with you, I don't know how you can improve on what they've already got going on, so we'll see. He said they got a little bit more of a matte finish, but he said they're fiberglass enforced, so I don't know, man. Babyless, Gamma, you guys are doing some crazy stuff, and I'm thankful for it. So you can still see on the left side, I'm doing the right side the same way. Close, middle open, working the fade with the corner of the blades, just trying to get that thing to smooth out a little bit. Bring it all around in the back. Closed, middle open. It's the same thing. And to be honest with you, I'm just now coming to a place like with these new tools to where, like, I don't know, man. I feel like my blends are coming together better. I feel like the new tools, the new blades, man, I've been so busy trying to run a business, I forgot to like replace my blades or sharpen my blades. I've been running with the same wall seniors for like a year and a half, man. I got new seniors, I got new Eversense blades, I got new everything, and man, my life has just completely changed since I upgraded my equipment. I know that they say that, you know, the tools don't make the barber, but there's a part of having the right tools to do the job that helps. So now I'm taking just a little bit extra attention to take that 1.5. I started to go against the grain, and I realized that's doing nothing. So I put the one guard on. I've got it, I think, halfway closed to start off, and I'm going with the grain to just try to smooth out those dark spots on the top. And I believe I actually tried to do that. Yeah, there you go. And I actually closed it all the way and went with the grain to try to bring that down. And now I'm just working that, you know, that line of demarcation with the one guard open. Now, when I let his hair down, it falls all over his head. So nobody ever sees the top of his hair. And, you know, I definitely try to get up as high in there as I can. But one thing that I really try to be sure not to do is to raise that line up anymore. Because, man, like I said, he does not need that line raised up any more than what it is. You might notice that I go back and forth between combs, brushes, fade brushes. Man, I've got so many different things that I grab. It's crazy how just in a moment I'll go from the brush to the comb, and it looks like it doesn't make any sense, but to me in the moment, if I'm using a comb, it's because I need a comb in that moment. If I'm using a brush, it's because I need a brush in that moment. And it looks like when you go back and watch some of these videos, they might not even make sense to myself as I'm looking at them, but I know that while I'm in the middle of the cut, it definitely makes sense. So I'm not going to give myself too hard of a time about it. Just working that one up all the way to the top, just as high as I can get, trying to make that thing smooth. And I like the way that it's coming together. brushing down this front hair. Here's another part, man. His last barber just sneezed him up. He just sneezed him up. He didn't do the part across the front of his hairline evenly. He didn't take great effort to make sure that that was straight, and so that's why you can see that it's higher on one side than the other. So what I like to do on his hairline specifically is I start low, going straight across, and it's a slow pushback that I do. It's an intentional slow pushback because I want to push him back as minimal as possible. He does have a widow's peak right in the middle of his forehead, so it's difficult to get him a straight hairline without a slight pushback. And so it's just, you got to do what you got to do. You got to improvise. You got to problem solve for your people. He loves to cut. Once he sat down in my chair, he said he's never going to another barber. And so I'm thankful to be able to, problem solve without creating new issues for my clients. So just go straight across and slowly just raising everything up. And I'm one of those, when I line up, I like to put a line in and then I clear the stuff off, like the excess hair. Sometimes you got to stretch the skin to get all that hair off. I like to make sure that my lines are straight, make sure I've got the lines where I want them, and then I clear the hair out from under them or around them. So like for instance, right now, I'm just tapping in a line with my Gamma Evos. It's a great trimmer, really enjoying the magnetic motor, which I found out it's actually a pivot motor with 2 magnets on it. But I want to tap my lines in, and then I'll use my trimmer to clear out the hair that's on the forehead or remaining. Pardon me while I fix my camera. I'm just tapping. When it comes to the lineups, a little bit goes a long way. And I think some people try to overcompensate. I think they try to go extra hard to get that super, super strong line in. And not that the strong lines aren't good, but I prefer to do my detailing with the razor. So I just try to it's like a perforated line. It's like I'm perforating where I want my razor to do the work. Got to be one of my favorite parts is lining up the neck. See, just tapping in the line, and now I remove the hair. You can't really tell sometimes, but that vellus hair that lies on the neck and lies in the forehead, sometimes that's the reason why your line doesn't look sharp. You might have a great line going on the forehead or down the neck or any lines that you put, but if you don't clear out that vellus light hair that's kind of sometimes the same color as the skin, if you don't clear that out to reveal if you don't clear that hair out to reveal the I can't think of the word. I thought I was going to edit this out. Forget it. I can't think of the word. What's the word? I'm doing the same thing on the other side while I think of this word. What was it? Oh, contrast. There it is. Yes. If you don't clear out the light and the vellus hairs, then you're not leaving room for contrast. So it's like I'm going to tap in the line right here. This is perfect timing. Tap in the line, make sure that I've got the line where I want. But when I remove those flesh colored or those light colored hairs off of the neck, that creates contrast. So my line is sharp as it is right now, but when I remove that hair off of his neck, you can see even more of the contrast. And then when you come in the razor, you take that stuff down even more, and that makes it even sharper. And in the interest of time, he just said he just wanted his beard touched up. He did not want a beard sculpt, so he just wanted it lined up all around. So I took the trimmers, I lined him up all the way around, and hit him with the razor. It's nothing too much about that. I do want to do a beard sculpt demo in a different video. So right now, we're just trying something new. We're trying to do here's my face in a tutorial. YoFons is the only other one that I see that's doing this right now. And I just like to be able to interact with my people. I like to feel personal. So you can see I got his head laid back. That's part of the service. That's part of trying to make my clients feel good. So if you can provide great service, but you're not the best hair cutter, that's okay. You can still make great money if your service is great. And just look at this line, man. When you put the razor on those lines, it just makes that taper stand out so much. and I just love the way that it looks. Love it, love it. I also love the people that I work with. Shout out to the camera for zooming in on Jacob and his client. I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. That's it. That's the cut. That's the first tutorial that I've done like this. Shadow fade. Go ahead and subscribe. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Gonna let his hair down, let you see the final look. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Till next time, peace.